To be live on Rumble, YouTube, and X. So the question is any sound coming out of X? When I log in with my phone, it doesn't show me I'm live. Even though this... No, I don't want to post. Just... It's supposed to be live right now, right? Give me some sound here. All right, where are we right now? Here. 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 Are you here? Here. Are you here? Here. Are you here? Here. Stop saying here. Here. Are you here? Okay. Are you here? Here. Stop saying here. Here. Are you? Okay, we're. All right. First of all, everyone that could potentially be tuning in right now. Oh, what a professional show that's happening right now. How we're so professional right now. I'm testing some stuff out. Okay? I apologize. Lord, I apologize and feed the starving pygmies down there in New Guinea. I'm just trying out live streaming on X as well, which I've had problems with up to this point. I had tried it in the past. I tried to multicast. It wouldn't let me, and I kind of gave up on it. So it seems like I figured it out. So shut the fuck up. Okay, I've got to mute all of this. I got to mute all of these. You have to mute the Z's, yeah? Okay, so let's get to some updates. Let's have a little bit of shit and a little bit of chat about some of the things that are going on. So first, hello everyone. Welcome to the Relief Valve podcast. We didn't even do the intro. Here's the intro. How about that? I mean, this is spared no expense. This is extremely professional what's happening today. So first, I wanted to get to talk a little bit about the. So we're live on YouTube, Rumble, and X currently, and then I'm recording to put up clips on TikTok later for whatever that's worth. But I wanted to catch up with a little bit more with this Canadian the Canadian trans shooter. First of all, my thoughts, because I talked about it, and I didn't give my condolences to the innocent people that were killed. That was the innocents that were shot at the school, and the shooter's younger stepbrother. My condolences go out to all of them. I have zero sympathy and empathy for the stupid left-wing shitbag mom that helped to trans him, and the trans weirdo nut job himself. I have zero sympathy and empathy for them. But we're learning more information about more of the red flags that were all about this kid, including that he was on Roblox and he had created a world and a game of his own, because you can go in there and create games and worlds and clubs and all of this shit and interact with other people on it. And pedophilia has been more and more rampant within the Roblox community as time's gone on. Fun fact, something I'm going to be getting into on the Sunday Shitbag Roundup, is Jeffrey Epstein was involved in some way, shape, or form in the creation of Roblox. Whether he ended up funding it as a backer for it, or what you should be able to do within the game. But Jeffrey Epstein was involved with that. It seems like Jeffrey Epstein was involved in a little bit of everything. It's like that guy that goes back in time, in one of those movies where the guy goes back in time and he deals with this and he changes that and he does this, and all of a sudden he's everywhere and he's part of everything. That's what Jeffrey Epstein seems to do. The more you look into his finances and his business dealings, the more you see. He was on Xbox Live getting kicked off that for mouthing off to gamers while he was playing. Helped to create Roblox. Helped to create. There was some other stuff too. I'll have to bring all my information back up for Sunday. But it's just crazy the amount of things that Jeffrey Epstein has been involved in. But let's take a look here. So the Canadian trans shooter ended up setting up an area where a level where you could be a shooter and in a mall. And you could run around as a character and just indiscriminately kill everybody that was there. Here's some of that. So, chilling details have emerged about an eerie game made by the suspected shooter who rampaged through Tumbler Ridge School. Jesse Van Rootselar. I had used another name before when I did my update, is because they originally gave him his mother's last name. The attack happened on Tuesday in what is believed to be the second deadliest school massacre in Canada's history. An investigation found the teen created a video game on Roblox that lets players simulate a mass shooting in a shopping center. Here's some views from that. There's some video that actually plays through it. I just couldn't find the one that I wanted. The dark simulation was visited 7 times and reportedly showed characters picking up weapons and firing at other players. So you could get weapons and run around this mall that he created, and you could shoot NPCs, just computer-generated people, and then players could also run around and shoot each other as well. You notice that he's got trans flag colored tiles running all through the mall. I don't know if anyone has noticed that when they've been talking about it. This is a whole bunch of red flags. It was taken down on February 11th, the day after the shooting. A Roblox spokesperson said they had removed the user account connected to this horrifying incident, as well as any other related material. Roblox told 404 Media, the music's gay. Roblox told 404 Media in a statement, "We are committed to fully supporting law enforcement in their investigation." But here's the thing: when you have shit like this happening, why aren't you keeping an eye on this? There's apparently the pedophilia in Roblox is starting to become rampant. Asmongold did a live where he just created a character because he doesn't use Roblox, so he created a character. So I'll get back to the new disturbing things of emerged. In this video, Van Rootselar can be seen firing a high-powered gun while wearing a Massacre Tour hoodie. Posts from deleted accounts describe drug use, including a claim they almost burned the family home down after using psychedelics. The teen also took DMT, a powerful hallucinogenic, on a regular basis, according to The Telegraph. The teen reportedly stopped attending school at 14 and was apprehended for assessment under Canada's mental health initiative. But you didn't fucking do anything about it? You let him stay trans, you let him go. Here's pictures from the school. Everyone is welcome here. LGBTQ trans flag in the window. The paraphernalia is all over the school, by the way. All of the victims of the shooting have now been identified. 5 school children, a teacher, 2 family members of the alleged killer. That was the mom and the poor stepbrother, who I can only imagine what that poor stepbrother. One of those injured in the massacre was 12-year-old Maya Gabala, who was fighting for her life in the hospital. And the reports were she tried to shield and help some of her fellow students too. I mean, imagine being 12 years old and being heroic enough to try and save people. Maya's mom, Sia Edmonds, said her daughter needs a miracle to survive in a heartbreaking Facebook post. So, getting back to what I was saying before, So Asmongold ends up creating
Westfall.
Hi, I'm generic douchebag number 7. So Asmongold ends up creating a brand new Roblox account, and he's running around checking out these different worlds and places, and it was just crazy stuff. It's, you're going into this room and it's like a nightclub, but there's no age limit on the nightclub in this game. So there are kids running around. Their characters are running around in this nightclub. I don't know if it showed age along with the character, but you assume there were not it was possible, because I think he was able to distinguish between who was an adult and who was a kid. But you saw adults running around and then children running around, their avatars as well, and the adults running up to the kids and saying, hey, do you want to go to this world I created? Do you want to go to this room in the club? And then you don't know what's happening in those rooms. He would go to another world, and it was like you had to hug everyone. It was how many hugs you could give. You got points for giving hugs, and it was just really bizarre. And it's just there's this rampant pedophilia and this interaction between adults and children that are happening on Roblox, and these adults are messaging children and making them offering to send them money, buy them things, petitioning them and asking them if they want to meet them somewhere and do something. I mean, it's out of control. And so this shooter was on Roblox, created his own world, was doing his own thing where he created a shooting simulator, and Roblox isn't keeping an eye on any of this. I read you the statement. Roblox comes on and says, well, we've removed everything from this, that was created by this person and their profile, in light of this horrible event, and we're doing everything we can to help police. How about letting people know, or putting somebody on the radar that they're running a murder fantasy game or something like that? I know it's a fine line, because you have to give people a vent. You have to allow people to live a fantasy if they do it safely. But you see, in a situation like this, the fantasy very quickly turns into reality, especially when these people are deranged. And if you want to say, well, we can't monitor games and do all that, that's fair. I'm a gamer, I get that. I don't want them to be monitoring me because I'm slaughtering people in Grand Theft Auto. But you should be keeping an eye on what is their mental status in the real world. So are they, he was taken for therapy. Multiple police are responding to his home. They were already aware that he was a concern and he was a hazard. Why wasn't more done about it? So it's this trans kid shouldn't have a gun. Don't know how he got his hands on a gun. Don't know if it was the parents' gun and he was using it, or through Canada's laws, he was old enough and he was able to buy it. I don't know, but he should not have been able to get his hands. If you're quite frankly, if you're trans, you should not be able to get a weapon at all. You should be red flagged as mentally ill, and you should not be able to get the weapon. This needs to be something that needs to be addressed. So the entire trans issue really needs a more, in my opinion, a more significant just dealing with. There should be, if you want to be trans, there should be mandatory therapy, and with a neutral therapist, not one that affirms your identity, or depending on how bad you are, put into a mental institution while you receive help. None of them are okay. If you're changing your gender and you're cutting off your genitalia, you are not okay. There's nothing about, I don't care how any of them are pretending to be sane and on the level. They just felt like they had to change their entire identity and change what nature made them. You're not okay, and you're a risk to the entire community. We're seeing it with all these trans shooters. They're all a risk to the community, and something needs to be done. You're not allowed to be a pedophile, right? You can say, well, you can't tell people what they can and can't be. You can't tell people who they can and can't love. Well, that's not really true, is it? Because you're not allowed to be a pedophile. Pedophiles would say, and they've said love is love, right? They even had this on a slogan. They were putting it on little cardboard cutouts or something and putting them on utility poles and stuff in California. One group was putting them around the city. Love is love. That's where that's come from. The love is love thing isn't just LGBTQ. It's also encompasses adults who like children. So it's illegal to be a pedophile, but we're going to say that it's not illegal to be trans, even though they're mentally ill and they're hurting people. It's not okay to be a pedophile. It's not okay to be trans either. If you are that much of a danger, you have to be given like a completely different classification as a human being. You just have to be. So this, I don't know how many more people are going to have to die. I don't know how many more children and shootings at schools need to happen. Every time it happens, the left tries to say it was the guns. The guns did it. We need to have gun control. No, you need to have mental illness control. That was the problem. The gun didn't do that. The mentally ill trans person did it. And that's what needs to be addressed. My gun has never once moved out of the safe, gotten an Uber, gone down the road, and attempted to shoot up a school. You know why that hasn't happened? Because I have no intention of doing it. That's why. The gun is incapable of leaving the home and taking some sort of action. It's the person in possession of the gun that does it. And if you got rid of every gun, then people would use a knife, a bat, a car. So now your argument's going to be, well, maybe less people would die. That's not a great argument. People are still dying in that scenario. Are you then going to ban cars and ban knives and ban baseball bats or ban chainsaws or whatever else that they could use? It isn't the gun. It's the mentally ill person with it. All of these people should have been red flagged. None of them should have been able to get their hands on a gun. Okay. Now I'm going to go on to the second part of this, which was just fucking ridiculous. These Canadian jokes didn't want to misgender the person. So when they're being interviewed, they were referring to him as the gun person.
Out of Canada, out of British Columbia, we're hearing that a shooting at a school in British Columbia has left 8 people dead. The Associated Press reporting on this, saying a shooting at a school in BC left 8 dead, including the suspect, with 2 more people found dead at a home believed to be connected. We're learning more about this in real time. In fact, there was a news conference held moments ago from Canadian officials. Let's play this out. They're asked questions and answers over a video call.
Round out. It is, just to be clear, it is 8 people in total, including the gun person that is deceased.
So several questions there that you asked me. I'll try and remember them, Christian. As far as
I'll try and remember them, eh? First, you asked me 2 questions, but because I'm a fucking retard, I'm gonna do my best to answer them. How many were shot and gun person? Got it. Writing that down. Okay. Oh boy. Okay. Gonna try and get to all of these here. Slow down there, mister. They're fucking retards.
the deceased that are not at the school, we're still trying to determine that relationship and that connection. I don't have those details, and our first responders were securing the scene and ensuring Tumbler Ridge citizens were safe. Once the order, now that the order has been rescinded, we'll be looking into the investigative piece of that and trying to determine those connections. Can you repeat a couple of your other questions, please? So I'm
idiot.
The other questions were, just to clarify the number, there were 8 people in total found deceased. Is that correct?
So we have 9 total people deceased. We found 8 in Tumbler Ridge in 2 locations, and then another was deceased during ambulatory transport to the clinic.
Okay, and none of those people are the gun person.
The gun.
That includes the deceased gun person.
Okay. And
The deceased gun person, because they don't want to say the dude in the dress that shot people. So, one, these Canadians are fucking idiots. God damn. Are all you Canadians this dumb? Or is it just this group of lefty morons that are that? This is a disgusting thing they've been doing with trans shooters. The shooter ends up with more rights somehow than the innocent victims that were killed. So much so that they won't just say a mentally ill dude in a dress and purple hair or something ended up shooting people at a school. They go, well, no, one of the deceased was it was the gun person. We don't want to misgender the gun person. So we don't want to say mentally ill dude wearing a dress with his balls blowing in the wind. I mean, this stuff is fucking ridiculous. I mean, how crazy is everything that we're going to take a horrible mentally ill murderer and we're going to respect them and their rights and their mental illness and how they identified themselves? I mean, it's absolutely a fucking bizarre thing. It is so bizarre. Okay. So what have we been going here for? 22 minutes. All right. So I wanted to go to. I'm going to get to the Epstein files on Sunday. There's a lot to get into. What's his name from OMG? He did something already. Your recording has stopped. Okay, yeah, I already know that. I gotta free up space on my computer. I don't know if I lost. Anyway, so from OMG does a little bit more of a deep dive, including video they had gotten, unseen video from Epstein's house. It's some wild stuff. But referring to that, one of the names that was dropped, there were 6 names that were dropped by Massey and Ro Khanna at one of the most recent House meetings in Congress, and one of it was the Emirati CEO who sent the torture video to Jeffrey Epstein, has been arrested by the UAE authorities, United Arab Emirates, after resigning from his company. He's being investigated by the authorities. In America, they're giving the pedos time to run away. That's a difference in the West, is what that guy is claiming. So we'll see. We'll see what comes of all of this. This was funny, man. I really hope I don't get hit by the chair that makes you gay. Chair that makes you gay. It's I know. So I love how someone throws. So he grabs him and runs his hands over his nipple. They're all hiding in the corner. No one does anything else. This is just unrelated, but hilarious. The fucking Samantha Guthrie thing is driving me fucking nuts. I don't know what's going on with this bitch. I don't know if, she's the one that fucking kidnapped her own mom because her career was tanking at CBS morning news or something. I have no idea. I haven't. So the Dubai billionaire CEO Sultan Hamed bin Sulayem resigns after emails reveal Jeffrey Epstein thanked him for the torture video. That was one of the ones, and I believe he might have been related to the royal family as well, but don't quote me on that. Yeah, and the sheriff fucking Harvey Levin. What? So the kidnapper is sending all of the information to TMZ? Really? Really? These guys are absolute pieces of shit at TMZ. I already did a show where when Charlie Kirk was killed, their fucking scumbag staff members were in the background in another room watching like a car chase, and then the Chiron came on that showed that Charlie Kirk had been killed, and they all laughed and cheered and clapped. And him and his other dreadlock loser partner come on and go, oh, no, that was misunderstood. Our staff were watching a car chase, and they were laughing and clapping when the police got closer and pulled over the car. People did videos where they did a time lapse where they showed exactly where the car chase was and what the people were seeing, and then when the information got released, the fucking guy in the car chase is just driving down the road. And the cops are like 50 feet behind him. Nothing's happening. So they were cheering at Charlie Kirk's death. So the people at TMZ are absolute subhuman trash. Now, the alleged kidnapper of is it Samantha Guthrie? I don't know what the fuck her name is sending these ransom notes and information to TMZ? Like, what the fuck? Now people are doing this comparison. She doesn't have a mustache, to my knowledge. Who knows? Maybe she had one and she shaved it. You know, they've got this the kidnapper on the Ring video, and he's like, you know, the person's in like fucking ISIS gear. Who's kidnapping someone's elderly mother? This is just some of the stuff on my page. This is my X page, Relief Valve Podcast. Here's fucking, I love this one. This should be illegal even on stolen land. Because you know her, no one's illegal on stolen land bullshit. Now here's this stupid cunt with a gigantic camel toe doing a concert. I mean, these people are depraved. They're fucked in the head. I'm disgusted by the amount of hate Pam Bondi is getting at the moment. It's nowhere near enough, and we can do better. I love that one. It is so true. Pam Bondi is such a fucking piece of shit. Talk about not doing your fucking job. Quick, yeah, here's one from the Canadian police. Quick, stop the gunman. And the cop grabs the person, puts a gun in his face and says, it's gun person, watch it, buddy. It's absolutely stupid that you would offer any respect whatsoever to a mentally ill person that murdered children. Yeah, Cat Turd's a fucking retard. It's... The woman from the HGTV show, It's Okay to Say Fart Nigger. She's, I was going to cover that too. I don't know if I put it aside or I still have to, I still have to get to it. I don't know why it's automatically playing. Just fucking wait. I'm not sure that I did. No, I didn't. So I'm going to have to get to it. But it was it was a host from like HGTV that does renovations, and she was so she was caught on video. She's on a ladder hammering in something, and I thought I had posted it here somewhere at some point, but I've been doing a whole bunch of posting. This is the woman. Well, so while filming her show, HGTV star Nicole Curtis accidentally said fart nigger. She's, this person is making a point. She said it to no one. She didn't say it out of hate. She didn't say it to hurt anyone. She literally was laughing and making a joke, and they've canceled her show and are trying to destroy her life. This is where it's at. She's kind of hot. This guy says, oh no, they canceled a show that you never knew existed after she said an extremely hateful and vile word. Oh, give me a break, faggot. What else did I have? Machiavellian says HGTV is run by a bunch of fart niggers, which, by the way, is a stupid fucking set. Who strings those two words together? How does that make any sense? So the HGTV star Nicole Curtis under fire for using racial slur before desperately begging crew to delete the footage. I wanted to find the video, but I'm not sure. Is this going to play? Hold on a minute. Yeah, it isn't. It isn't the video, but you get the gist of it. If I can find it, I will. Yeah, they've been searching for Nancy Guthrie for 12 days and couldn't find a glove in her yard until now. Ransom notes are being sent to TMZ. Are we being punked or distracted? And honestly, I think it's both. So, Chadwick Moore says, 11 days before Savannah Guthrie's mother, Nancy, disappeared, NBC co-workers and execs said Savannah was in full panic mode in fighting to save her job. While Savannah was on a leave of absence, the show's ratings shot up 12% more. 12% more viewers compared to the previous year. She had taken time off in late December to recover from vocal cord surgery, and the show got 2.86 million viewers, with her off-screen beating ABC rival Good Morning America, according to Nielsen. Savannah's in full panic mode while she's been away with the vocal issue. The ratings went up, a source told the Daily Mail on January 20th, 11 days before Mom Nancy went missing. According to the Mail, article linked below, the source also said Savannah was pushing her doctors to get her back to work as soon as possible, and so that the audience doesn't forget her. She's insisting the show tape a piece on her at home recovering. The source added the ratings she keeps asking, is this a fluke? But no one's giving her a straight answer, which is making it worse. Savannah always believed she was the glue holding the show together. The numbers going up while she's gone has seriously rattled that belief. She feels blindsided. Other sources told the outlet that Savannah was obsessively checking the ratings while she was on leave. She's refreshing the ratings reports like it's a full-time job right now. It's consuming her. Her biggest fear is that this changes how NBC sees her leverage. That thought alone is keeping her up at night. The outlet also reported on January 20th that those who worked on the show reported a more relaxed, organic, warmer environment on set. Without Savannah, the vibe shifted immediately. It stopped feeling like a classroom and started feeling like a group of equals, another source told the outlet. There's less tension on the set now. No one's worried about stepping out of line or getting corrected mid-conversation. Savannah makes a reported $8 million a year co-hosting the Today Show, and her contract appears to be up soon. It was last renewed in 2020 and 2016. All in all, the story of Nancy's disappearance keeps getting stranger, and Savannah is now at the center of the greatest drama in the country. So, inconveniently, after she's worried about her job and remaining relevant, all of a sudden her mom disappears from like an armed, masked ISIS agent that came to kidnap her mom. I think this is a distraction, and my personal opinion is, I think it's a distraction, and I think it's bullshit. I'd like to present to you, ladies and gentlemen, Fart Nigger. Like when he screams. Grok somebody had Grok make that, the superhero FN. Yeah, this one is relevant here. Trannies, and they kill children, and then it goes, the trans community is under attack. And I wish this was satire, but some like LGBTQ fucking losers and people were coming out and like, oh, I feel, I'm so sorry for the trans community today after the shooting of a mentally ill trans person shoots kids. And these other people go out and go, my thoughts are with the trans community. You all must be suffering right now, because everyone is going to rightly blame trans people because they're all out of their minds. And they're like, our thoughts are with, well, yeah, they're with the victims. They're with the poor innocent kids that were shot. But also with the trans community, because I think they're the ones that suffered the most from all of this. Like, you out of your fucking mind? These fucking retards. Trans community's a problem. Oh, fart me. Me when I accidentally dropped my plate of food on the floor. I'm still trying to find the video. Libtards protect trans kids. Trans kids, yeah. That's exactly what it is right there. This is when I put up for the Quadring, because the Quadring was doing the live stream, and then he brought up porn, like hardcore porn, on his stream, and he had to get out of it real quick, and that was her reaction. Hannah Sinclair or something, and when she sees it. Oh God. Kino Casino has just been fucking roasting him. Absolutely roasting him. All right. Okay, here's the clip. Here's the clip.
Why? It's my last one. Oh, fart nigger. What the fuck is that I just said? Nick, you gotta, can you kill that?
No, I got 35 minutes. I can't kill it.
Oh, fuck my life.
And she asked for it to be removed, and it's like, no, I already got fucking 35 minutes. I'm not gonna do my fucking job and edit it. Fucking loser. Roblox just deleted the account of the recent Canadian school shooter. He created a game that was... I'm kind of jumping all over the place here, and I apologize. I gotta hope... I've already followed these already for anyone that's just kind of joining in, and I'm just recapping some of this stuff, because I'll end up posting a lot of this. So follow me on X as well, because I'll post a lot of this, not only so I can remind myself as I find these things and go back to them as a reference, but also as extra information. So Roblox just deleted the account of the recent Canadian school shooter. He created a game that was visible on his profile called Remember No Roblox, a reference to Call of Duty level No Russian, where the player is forced to gun down a crowd of civilians in an airport. And here is some of the characters he created. So this like male female type person. Jesse Boys, that was his account. Jesse Boy 347's Tower. Made this when I was bored. Communist hoodie. See, they're all commies. These fucking people. New York City, blood used for horror test, soldier that obeys. Other stuff here. This was his creations on Roblox. So Kiwi Farms found this recent mass shooter's Roblox account. He's friends with the account pictured, which is covered in porn references and plays Dollhouse role-playing re-uploads within Roblox as well. This is what I'm saying. This is another subsection of Roblox where they're going in and they're playing Dollhouse fantasies, and kids are dressing themselves up as their own created characters. He's got a trans flag on the front here, and then they're interacting with each other and potentially verbally interacting sexually, or attempting to physically meet up and interact sexually. And then you've got adults that are involved in this as well and are preying on the children that are within this. Roblox is a fucking cesspool. I still want to go over this. Gay Days at Walt Disney has been canceled for this year. It's been suspended indefinitely. Gay Days Orlando celebration at Disney World paused for 2026. Oh, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about right here. An LGBTQI plus activist says a Canadian trans mass shooter is the first victim of this tragedy. It was the day that they could not take it any longer. This is them making excuses and feeling bad for the trans murderer.
As a person who went to school, had hateful comments directed my way, the first victim of this tragedy was the shooter.
Fuck off.
And you can disagree all you want.
Yeah, we are gonna fucking disagree, faggot.
But that person did not just decide one day that it was the day. It was the day that they could not take it any longer. I know it's a small community, but you know what also comes with a small community? A small mindset. An uneducation to understand that maybe difference is okay. The first victim to this tragedy was the shooter. verbal abuse is what pushes people to a point where they don't feel worthy to be here any longer. And I only know this because I am a victim of this still to this day.
Yeah, this is another trans person. Can't
There's
tell
only
if it's
so
a man or
much
a woman.
a person can handle. And I believe that in a small community, the hate and the transphobia in this country is the reason why tragedies happen.
So this freak is making an excuse. So they're saying that because this freako was bullied, that equals out for it to being acceptable for this freak to go to a school and shoot innocent, unarmed children. This is the mentality of these people. This is the reason they should not exist. Transgenderism needs to be wiped out. The entire thing needs to be shut down, made illegal, doesn't happen. Transgenderism needs to be treated like pedophilia. It needs to be completely shut down. And it's ironic that a fair amount of them that are transgender are also pedophiles. Because they ended up being pedophiles who couldn't get away with what they were doing the normal way. So they changed to trans, which almost like gave them a free open-end card in order to interact and be around children. Hell, stupid parents would even take their children to drag queen story hours and drag dance sessions at bars. So if you were a pedophile, you were going to get in trouble for going after kids and lusting after kids. If you went trans, the whole dynamic changed, and all of a sudden, all of the parents will bring their children. You don't even have to go to grab the kids. The stupid parents will bring the children directly to you. And you can put on your dress and you can dance for them. So a lot of these pedophiles found a cheat code in becoming trans. I'm not saying all trans are pedophiles, but very many of them end up being. When you find them, they're arrested for something, they're investigated for something, you find out that they not only were they trans, but they were pedophiles as well. It's all intermixed. It kind of comes with it to a degree. And this freak right here, because you know why you're getting bullied? You know why you had to go through the hate and all of the stuff that you did while you were in school or in your life right now? Is because you won't leave the rest of us alone with this fucking shit. You have to shove it down our throats. You have to make us comply. You have to make us use your pronouns and your new name, and don't dead name you and all this fucking shit. That's the reason you get the hate. That's the reason you get the vitriol. If you just wanted to go out and live your life and be a freak on your own time, go fucking do it. Go do it behind closed doors and leave us alone. But they can't do it. You have to comply. You have to be an ally. You have to acknowledge me. Say our new name. Just fuck off. So yeah, that's the community calling this person a victim. The only thing that I would be willing to say in that particular regard, where I might agree partially, and I'm going to explain. I mean partially of that person being the victim, is if the parent was the one that ended up transing them. That doesn't give them free right and range to go shoot innocent people. But the other guilty party in this entire scenario are these left-wing parents who are transing their kids or allowing their kids to become trans. That is the other guilty party of this, because you mentally and physically, emotionally damaged your child. Anyone that is allowing their child to transition, to become trans, DCF should be knocking at their door. I have no idea why If you have parents who beat their kids and DCF shows up at their door. You have parents who trans their kids, give them SSIs and inject these drugs into them, and then work towards cutting their genitalia off. DCF doesn't show up at your door. So you can go that route and mentally and physically abuse your child. And you do not have to face DCF. You do not have to face the state. As a matter of fact, it's quite the opposite. You will be applauded for it, and they'll give you a parade for doing absolutely horrible, unforgivable acts to your child. So, in what this person is saying here, and I don't know how they're saying it, because probably not the same way as I am, but I would say that a young trans person is the victim if they did not choose to be that on their own because their parents were the one that pushed the agenda. Then I am willing to say that child was the first victim. However, I'm not willing to give you any clemency when you decide to completely go nutters and shoot innocent people. So, all right, that's everything that I have for you right now. I am going to be getting to a more in-depth, kind of deep dive on the Epstein files this weekend, Sunday, for the Shitbag Roundup, and kind of catch up with some of the other things that I've wanted to talk about as well. I'm trying to grow the show, everyone, and I really need and appreciate those likes, the follows and subscriptions across all platforms. I appreciate all the support I can get. I've been on and off for a couple of years. I've been trying to grow this show and make it something. I want it to be entertaining. I want it to be informative. I want it to be a little bit of a mixed bag. Because at least for me personally, as a consumer of news, I'm tired of the same old shit that you get either from some podcasters or just regular legacy news where you just get the same old crap. I want it to be changed up. I don't want it to be PC. That's not my plan to do that. People are getting offended. I'm sorry. Get a thicker skin. You don't like a joke or you don't like a reference or whatever. Get a thicker skin. We all deal with it to one degree or another. And me being online and doing this stuff, I'm gonna get shit on too. I've already been in plenty of fights and arguments and back and forths online with everything else and gotten shit on. You think I stop? You think I go in the corner and cry? I mean, it's the fucking internet. I mean, it's pretty much a given. You put your battle armor on when you're going online, one way or another. It doesn't matter. It doesn't even really matter what your content is. You're going to have naysayers come in and say something or shit on you or do something. So, I don't want my show to be PC. I don't do that here. And I need the support to help this grow. And I want everyone to get away from the fake big conservative shows, the fake podcasters that pretend they're MAGA and conservative and they're the real deal and all this shit, like Cat Turd and DC Drano and these other these fake big names that are telling you that they're on top of everything, they're the real deal. The Dan Bonginos, they're full of fucking shit, and the people are getting duped by them. And then people like myself that are trying to be real with you struggle to get views and move up in that internet ladder, that space, trying to get up there. It's a fight. Just getting the views, just getting it promoted or getting eyeballs on it. It's a fight, and I do this all in my own time, out of pocket. I already have a regular full-time job. I wish I could stream as much as the other guys do. Unfortunately, I don't have the time to do it, so I do what I can. And I appreciate the support, whatever it is. Right now, for me, it's primarily getting viewers, followers, and subscribers. That is the biggest thing that I need the most. So on YouTube, TikTok, Rumble, X, if you like the show, if you appreciated any of the information, the jokes, whatever, you enjoyed the show, please give me a like, a subscribe, support, share it with other people, get it out there. and maybe show your friends and, show somebody, a like-minded person that might enjoy it as well, and help me move up there and get out of nobody's shitbag status and get up there to maybe fucking somebody status, right? All right. Thanks, everyone. I appreciate it. That's all the updates I've got for you today. I will see you Sunday for the Sunday Shitbag Roundup. Thank you.